Okay guys, let's draft a mermaid skirt with tail together. The measurement I'll be using, the basic measurement needed is body written on the screen. Go ahead to check it out. And every measurement I'll be using in this illustration is just for the purpose of the illustration. When you are drafting for yourself or your client, make sure that you are using the main body circumference. Okay, so I've gone ahead to mark my starting line or my waistline, and I labeled it W. Then from that waistline, I will mark waist to hip length. Okay, on a normal it should be 8 inches or 9 inches depending on how big the person is and how tall the person is. Then I also go ahead to mark waist to knee length. Normally it should be 17 to 18 inches. Okay, now I'm marking the same thing over here just to get a straight line, and of course the length of the skirt. The pattern paper will be the length of the skirt, okay, for the purpose of this illustration. Then I'll go ahead and mark the lines just like I've done. And on the waistline, I will mark the hip circumference divided by 4. I will mark on the hip line. I will also mark hip circumference divided by 4. I will mark it same thing on the knee and of course on the length of the skirt. Okay, follow the way I will do mine to do your own. It will come out very perfect. You will love it. And I've just go ahead to form a box or a straight line like so. Now we have gotten our skirt box. Okay, we have gotten our skirt box, and next thing I will do now is to go ahead and label, that is my hip line, my knee line, and of course length of the skirt. Okay, now the next thing I will do now is to mark the waist. Okay, waist divided by 4. I will mark starting from the center front. I will mark waist divided by 4. Okay, I will mark. Of course it will not have a dart. Okay, it will not have a dart, so I'll just connect it to the hip line like so. You know, we have already gotten our hip length and of course the hip measurement. We don't need to take it again. Okay, that straight line that we marked before taking the waistline measurement is our hip length, is our hip measurement, so there's no need. But if you're gonna add a dart your own, you should add your dart starting from the center front, just like I'm demonstrating. Okay, then the length should be 5 inches for the front, and of course the back should be 6 inches, but I will not be adding any dart. Then coming to the knee line, to tighten our knee, I will be going up by 1 inch and come down by 1 inch. Okay, this is because we do not want it to be too tight around the knee line. At least we can be able to walk perfectly well, when we are wearing it. Okay, and to tighten the knee line, I will be making use of 1.5 for this training or illustration. You can actually make use of 1.5 or 2 inches. Okay, 2 inches minimum is okay. Anything more than 2 inches will be too tight, trust me. So coming to that upper line that I came up with, I will mark 1.5. all right, coming to the middle, I will mark 1.5, and of course the last line I'll 1.5, and I will go ahead and connect it like so to the hip. So I'll just go ahead to get the length of the fish line. Okay, I'll go ahead to making use of get my fish mouth or my flay effect. Okay, normally it should be 8 inches for everybody. It can be 8 inches to 10 inches. The front do not supposed to have much effect. Every flay effect should, or fullness should be targeted at the back. So I marked 8 inches. You should also make use of 8 inches when you are drafting the front flay. Okay, 8 inches. All right, 8 to 10 inches is fine. It's fine. Okay, every fullness should be at the back. Then I'll just go ahead to blend my knee, just like seen or as seen. So you should try as much as possible to blend your knee perfectly. Okay, and that is it. I will also go ahead to contour a little bit around the hip area to prevent pointy edges. Okay, you can see our skirt is taking shape already. And to blending to contour the length of the skirt, I came up by 1 inch and I curved it like so. Okay, I curved it like so, and that is just it, guys. Then another thing I will do is to come down from the waistline by ½ inch. Okay, and I'll connect it back to the tip of the side. Okay, using my curve ruler like so, and that is it. our front skirt is ready. That is basically it. Then you just go ahead to add your sewing allowance. Okay, remember I'm not adding sewing allowance. Go ahead to add your sewing allowance, okay, or you add it when you are actually inputting your body measurement. I'll just go ahead and cut. Alright guys, this is it. I've already cut out the front pattern, and to cut the back pattern, you should go ahead and fold your fabric into two. Okay, go ahead and fold your fabric into two. Then you measure what you have from the center knee line, okay, center knee line, not the one you took down or up, the center one, the main knee line. Then you measure it to the length of your fishtail. Okay, that should be the allowance you will give at the back of your pattern. Okay, at the back of your material when you are cutting for the back. I don't know if I'm making sense. If you don't understand what I'm trying to explain here, just make sure you pay attention to what I'm drafting, to what I'm doing. You actually know what I'm trying to explain. Okay, so first of all, you should just go ahead to get your pattern or your material folded into two. Okay, you should fold it into two, having enough space at the back, okay, where the fullness will fall. Okay, enough space, trust me. Then you should place your material just as shown. Okay, you know I'm using pattern paper, of course, so just place it. I just place it, that folded side, to your main fabric. When you are drafting, fold it when you must have folded it into two. The folded part should face you when you must have folded your material into two. The folded part should face you. Then you place your material like so. Okay, you place it like so. Remember, we have already removed half inch from the front pattern. Okay, no worry, just make sure you draft your starting line. Okay, mark your starting line so that you know where the waistline will fall. All right, so that you know where it will fall, for you not to make a mistake. All right, watch what I'm doing. My line happens not to be too straight, but of course it's an illustration, no worry. Just pay attention to what I'm doing here, you will learn. Okay, now I've gotten my waistline, my new waistline, and I'll make sure the waistline rests on it. Okay, not minding the half inch I cutted out from the front waistline. Okay, just make sure that the tip of that place we join the half inch is touching the line. That's your new waistline for the back. Okay, I hope I made sense now, and I will go ahead and pin it. I'll go ahead and pin it just like you see me do. Then I will also pin the rest for it to relax properly. So I'll just go ahead and cut out the side where I have my flay effect just as it is. Okay, I will cut it without adding any allowance to it. Okay, that is the side front. Okay, I'll cut it just as it is. So make sure you cut your own perfectly without adding any single allowance to it. All right, make sure you cut it very well. Then I'm done cutting it right now. So to cut this main side, I'll first of all cut the length to be sure that the length for the front and that of the back is actually same. Okay, I'll cut the length, and that's it. Okay, I believe you found this video helpful. If you have watched to the very extent, please subscribe. Okay, be part of the family, and do not forget to ask your question. So coming to that center line, that is the main knee line. Okay, coming there, that main knee line, I will measure the length of the flay effect. Okay, I will measure the length of what I have there. I will measure. Okay, I will measure. Go ahead and measure your own, whatever you have. Okay, whatever you have, whatever you got there. Okay, whatever you got is what you're going to use to get the fullness of the back. Okay, whatever you get is what you are going to use for the fullness of the back. But first of all, coming to the waistline for the back, I will input ½ inch. Okay, I will mark ½ inch. Coming to the butt or hip line, I will mark 1 inch. Then coming to the knee line, I will also mark ½ inch. Okay, we added 1 inch at the hip line to give a room for our butt to sit perfectly. Okay, that is the reason why we added 1 inch there. Then I'll just go ahead and connect the lines. Okay, I'll connect to the hip. Okay, like so. Then I'll connect to the waistline like so. Okay, we're almost done, guys. So that is it. So the next thing to do now is to input that measurement we got from our knee. Okay, from our knee line, that middle line. Okay, take note of this, guys. That middle line, not the 1 inch up or 1 inch down. Please do not make that mistake. I will mark it from that middle line, okay, towards my center, okay, towards the place facing me. All right, I will mark it. You just go ahead and measure what you have from your main knee line to the fullness of your flare skirt. All right, then you mark. All right, you mark. Okay, whatever you got after measuring, just go ahead and mark it out. Okay, like so. Okay, when you must have gotten the length or the line, okay, of the back flare, which is the line we just marked. All right, now the next thing to do is to come in from that place I'm pointing. That is the hem of the skirt. You come in by 8 inches. All right, you come in by 8 inches. Just keep watching, you will see what I mean. All right, from the length you come in by 8 inches. Please, if you have watched this video to this very extent, please, I beg of you, be part of this family. Give this video a thumbs up so that others can also find it. Okay, and ask your question if you have any. Please, it's very, very important. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you. So I've decided to mark the length of the skirt just to be sure of what I'm doing. Then this is the knee line and that is the skirt length. Okay, now from the skirt length, from the place you placed your center front or your center piece, okay, place your tape there and come in by 8 inches. Then from this knee line that you marked, come down by 5 inches. Remember the down one, you come in by 8 inches. Then this upper line, you come down by 5 inches. Then you form your curve. Okay, you should just take your time to curve it. Make use of your curve ruler if you have any. Okay, or you can actually make use of your free hand. All right, you curve. This is me trying to get a nice curve. All right, just try as much as possible to give it a nice curve. And that is just it. That is just it, guys. Alright guys, just make sure that your own curve is so beautiful than mine. Alright, try to get a nice curve. Okay, try to get a nice curve. Alright, and that is it. That is it. So I will just go ahead and cut. I'll go ahead and cut, following the lines that I marked. I'll cut the curved area like so, and that is it, guys. You can see how beautiful that looks. You can imagine how this will look on your main fabric. That would be so beautiful. So this is me removing my front pattern from the back. Okay, when you want to draft your own, make sure that you follow the exact way or the instruction that I gave you guys. Just follow it and cut your own. It will come out nice. You will see the beautiful effect that you will have at the back. Okay, so that is it. give this a thumbs up for me so that others can see it, and do well to be part of the family by subscribing. Okay, follow us, be part of the family, and that is it. Ask your question anyways if you have any. I will respond to it. So there's something I want to teach here. If you want to make use of the down part as an inbuilt corset, okay, it is very necessary that you come down by the zipper area by 1 inch or 0.75, okay, so that it will prevent your zipper from folding. Okay, it is very, very important that you do that. Come down at the waist area by 1 inch or 0.75, then you curve it like so. That is it. That will prevent your zipper from folding or you having excesses around that area. And this brings us to the end of today's illustration. Until we meet again in my next video, try to be part of the family and do well to turn on your notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. Thank you.